How's the winter weather affecting your auto logistics? Too hot, too cold, or too crazy? Industry Logistics goes live at noon Central Time on Thursdays on ATI number 1. So please say hello in the live chat, share your thoughts, grow your network, learn from the best on ATI Auto Business. What's up, ecosystem? Welcome back to Industry Logistics at noon on Thursdays. Please do help me wish a warm welcome to my co-host on Thursdays, Sue.
Hey.
Can you see me and hear me okay?
I can. Can you see and hear me?
I can see you. I can hear you. That was a close one.
What do you mean? What was a close one?
Oh my God, it's Happy New Year, and suddenly we're right into all kinds of, it's the second week of 2025. And it's not even a 24-hour news cycle anymore. It's like an 8-hour, 5-hour, 3-hour, 1 hour. Something's breaking right now.
Yes. The
Okay.
weather?
Well, yeah, it is. The weather's gone crazy. It's really hard to watch the news right now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try and stay focused on logistics. Oh, dang it. Okay, this is from Sunday. This is literally from Sunday through Tuesday.
Right.
So this is actually old news now, but I think it's still relevant.
Yeah, well,
that's why I screen capped
it is relevant for us as far as loads go.
In the Midwest, in the loads, yeah.
Right, and we've got another wave of it coming through right now as well.
Right,
yeah.
Right. So you were asking me are you then?
I'm getting 4 to 6 inches is what we're getting through
like
here
anytime
in Springfield.
Well,
no, it starts at 5, but it goes all the way till 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. So I would assume we'll get some of it. Last time we were supposed to get that ice storm, and we were supposed to get slammed, and we didn't get it really hardly anything. We got a little bit of ice and a little bit of snow, and that was it. So we'll see what happens. But I know everybody else got pretty much slammed.
Please put it in the live chat what you're seeing, what's affecting you. I posted on LinkedIn just like the end of the day yesterday that this show would be happening, and there was a driver, Jamie Anderson. Shout out to Jamie Anderson in Texas. So maybe tuning in and checking out ATI for the first time. We've also got Central Dispatch updates.
Yes.
So we'll be talking. We got quite a bit of Central Dispatch stuff. I think you have some Central Dispatch stuff. And
yeah.
In the live chat, whether you're live or on demand, and I get it. Listen, there are no more cool places to go. I've stopped liking things because it's just a giveaway of who you want to do business with. Anyways, but if you do tune in live or on demand and this show's helpful, that's awesome. That's what this is here for. If this is unhelpful, click away. You could play like Candy Crush. Know your ecosystem. New, used, dealer, auction, logistics, tech. It's not a personality contest, it's information. I know, it's a weird idea. Okay, Auto Industry Event of the Year, NADA show. Jeez, Jay, what happened? I'm on fire, I'm excited. It's Thursdays, I love this show. Party of one. Now, if you go to NADA in New Orleans, you better bring your money. That place is going to be expensive, it's going to be off the hook. It's like, if you go to the Super Bowl, you're going to pay $50 for a hot dog. But it's the Super Bowl. Yeah, that's a trade-off. Anyways, this show's amazingly big. And if you want to score big money contracts, you go to the show. But if you go, alone, you got to bring a team. You're going to need a team. You're going to need tuxes, briefcases. But you can do it. It's a good time. This is the ecosystem's neutral zone. It's ATI Auto Business. We tell it like it is. I know, weird idea. NADA show. We did this show Tuesday night. I had an amazing panel. Car dealers taking over Bourbon Street. And actually, it was a great panel. That's why I got very few likes. Automotive Ecosystem happens on Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Central Time. And we've been doing lawsuit shows.
Yeah.
Whoa. This one, the Cox versus Super show keeps on getting views. That thing's going to be evergreen. Yeah. The LPR Technology show, people are like, it's more nichey. I got another lawsuit show coming up Tuesday. I'm not going to say what it is, because I know a couple of guys that'll probably just try to jump in line in front of me.
Gotcha.
ATI is where everyone learns more about how the automotive industry works.
Yeah.
Unfiltered, no holds barred. It gets more real every week. It's industry logistics. It's, we're live. That's another thing that this is not pre-recorded. It's not scripted. It's not hammered out. Yeah, Jay, we could tell. Show me the truck. Okay. Do you see this? Hydraulic FlatTrak Car Hauler.
Well, that's pretty cool.
I know. Let's learn about it.
Okay.
Whether done for looks or performance, lowering your car comes with the cost of additional towing and hauling headaches. That would be marketing language. I didn't know you could do that. That was interesting. Let's do that again. Wait, how would we do that? Interesting. Cool. The new FlatTrak Car Hauler from Belmont. Are you familiar with Belmont?
No.
Me neither. Can be dropped all the way to the ground to make it easier to load up your baby. Kiss those awkward loading ramps goodbye. Boy, it sounds like I wrote it. FlatTrak Secure Sauce is its hydraulic lift system, which raises and lowers the deck for loading and unloading. Belmont says the FlatTrak Car Hauler comes due to feedback after releasing a FlatTrak trailer. Okay, Jay, get to some specs. It's lighter than standard FlatTrak. It's 5.5 inches above the deck. The new fender sits 5.5 inches above the deck, down from nearly 8 inches from the original. When the trailer's in the air, it should allow pretty aggressively slamming the car. Lots of marketing language. Where are the specs? Okay. It measures 18 foot long. It's just under 7 foot wide. Has an integrated E-Track ratchet strap retention system. Aluminum rock guard on the front of the trailer. Aluminum wheels, radial tires, sports Dexter self-adjusting electrical actuated brakes, onboard charger to supply power to the integrated hydraulic lift system. I think this one had a winch on it. Total weight 3,600 pounds, rated for a gross weight of 8,500. But it's pricey. Could be up to 26 grand. Interesting rig. If somebody's got one, let me know. Also going to read, let's see. Trucking Association tells Advanced Clean Trucks to slow down on the new rule. Yeah, I don't know if that's news. Seems like we all knew that. We either knew that or predicted it. But anyways, they're contacting governors. Because, yeah, I mean, this is crazy. By the way, the associations point out that the trucking industry has worked with governments over the years to reduce truck emissions. Today, 60 new trucks have the same emissions output as one truck in 1988. I did not know that statistic. That's a pretty good one. Right? So it's not like, we don't need to go to, wheatgrass trucks right away. Hey, did you get the memo? Did you hear that Teamsters are furious after Ford ditches auto hauler Jack Cooper?
Really?
This is brand new. This happened, I think, yesterday or something.
Really?
Over the past 40 years, Ford has leaned on auto transport company Jack Cooper to move vehicles around, serving as its second largest customer behind only crosstown rival GM. However, shockingly, Jack Cooper sent an internal memo to its employees informing them Ford has terminated the contract with the company and layoffs will ensue.
Wow.
Memo says that this notice from Ford was unexpected and constitutes an unforeseen business and operational emergency, a.k.a. sounds political to me. Oh, yeah? Well, F you. Redact it. As well as the first notice Jack Cooper received that any of the work provided at Liberty would not continue. You're hereby notified as an affected employee, and we're terminating the connection. February 2nd, Groundhog Day. That's not good. That's going to be felt. It's unclear why Ford made this decision, which is reportedly not due to performance issues. That sounds, I smell a lawsuit. Sounds like another show. Though some speculate it could have something to do with the fact that most Jack Cooper employees are part of the Teamsters Union. Ah, man.
Oh, wow. Is that why?
Whoa, this is getting gnarly. Yeah. Look for the lawsuits.
Yeah.
We're not commenting. We manage suppliers. Yikes. Speculation. Rampant. So, by the way, have you heard about the Hindenburg research report on Carvana?
No.
Oh my God, I'm telling you. This is crazy what's going on. You can't turn anywhere without crazy news. Trump wants to invade Greenland. Okay, stop. Okay. Carvana, a father-son accounting grift for the ages. This is published January 2nd. This is a full report on what's going on at Carvana. I'm going to do a report on this. This is crazy. This is really a lot of reading, because I've said I don't even know how long I've said, like, the Carvana thing, their profits don't make sense. And we don't look at the numbers. Anyways, there's a lot to talk about, and I don't want to say anything fully off script because I don't have as much money for a team of lawyers as others do. True. So we'll just keep moving.
Okay.
Hey, now, all right, let's talk about Central Dispatch.
Sure.
So, okay, there's been an update in pricing on both for carriers and for brokers. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And for carriers, and I showed that slide, I think it was earlier in the show, as a teaser. Carriers are going up
to $139.95.
Okay, so that's $15 a month ish.
I think so. Yeah,
okay,
mine
that's
is more.
Carriers.
Yeah,
right. And different carriers have different plans based on different features. Is that right?
Well, that is what it used to be, but they could not list, cars away from them, and that I think was part of the reason why some people were paying more than others.
Because some
yeah, and when they realized that they aren't legally able to list those cars and they took that from them, I don't know.
So I'm looking for
where or what happened, but yeah, they've raised the price on that. They've raised my prices as far as a broker goes as well. In fact, I was going to kind of look at the new pricing schedule so too.
Yeah, see if you can pull that up. Okay, so carriers went up. By the way, I was going to look at the percentage. What is that? That's about 10-15% it went up.
So I was paying, actually mine's gone up more than that.
Is it has? Okay.
Yeah, let me see.
Now here's broker. Broker went up a higher percentage.
Yeah, broker went up $64 on just the lowest end.
Okay, so wow, that's like a third maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not showing me what the new prices are yet on here.
Okay.
Other than the email that I got.
And I think that this ties into what you were talking about with archive load. You want to?
Well, yeah, we should talk about that first and foremost, because if you're a smaller company and you're paying for 30 posts, which, by the way, they've gone up. I think it went up to how many posts? 50 posts. So they gave us 20 extra posts for $64 if you're on the lowest level. I'm not sure what the other ones are until I think when it rolls over, I'll see what the new prices are because I'm looking at it. Anyways, I'm not sure if other brokers are aware of this, but this should not be happening. So when you archive a load, and maybe we're doing it wrong, but we can't access it. Used to be when you archived the load, you were able to use the load still. Because a lot of times you'll get a load. Okay, so for example, everybody knows this. You'll get a load, you call to verify it, you've got it listed, you call to fire verify it, and it's not paid for yet. Or it's not arrived yet, or something to that effect. So you used to be able to go archive it when it was ready to go. You just go put it back on the board. That is no longer available. And if it is, I need to know how. Because the way I'm looking at it is I'm losing my loads every time I archive a load. Like we've archived 3 loads today. Because either they fell through or the customer found their own transport or something like that. Okay, so if that's the case, we should still be able to use that load listing because that's part of what we paid for, but we're not able to do that any longer. Another new one that we just discovered is that you will no longer be able to check prices unless you pay for a premium account. Isn't that interesting? So they're going to charge you more money to be able to check prices as well. So not only have they raised our prices to list loads, now they want more money to do check prices, price check. So that's a little disturbing as far as I'm concerned. The other thing is they've changed, like when you list a car.
Let me just pause and say this is
Okay.
where, because I was on mute.
Oh,
I was hacking up along, or I don't know what I was doing. Central Dispatch Core Plan includes new features like real-time tracking, price checks, security enhancements. So, I think are all those in the you got the premium level? Then do you think?
that's probably what it is. Yeah.
So I think, and this is where I want to add context. It would appear that there are different items being updated.
Yes.
And
it's add-on.
Maybe the pricing, well, this is...
It's like getting your nails done. If you want this on, it's extra. If you want this on, it's extra.
Okay, great. I'm going to run with that analogy.
Okay.
You're getting your nails done.
Yes.
When they add the things and you've chosen this place,
yes.
When you're done and you love your nails,
right?
You go then pay or whatever,
right?
Based on how much you love your nails, you just hand them whatever they ask for. Don't you?
Well, I wish it was like that, but yeah.
Well, that's what I'm getting, and this is where
yes.
we are.
Yes.
This is in this. So, I know that and I think both sides of the conversation are important, but I think that they're working really hard to add a lot of features and make things better, and I guess they're saying we need to up the price for that. What might be helpful is, I really think, and I think it's time to start getting more folks to come on to ATI and talk about these things.
Well, yeah, and explain. And not only that,
that'd be helpful.
Show us how to use this stuff, because it all keeps popping up with no explanations. Like, this is how we found this out, by the way. We go to list a car, and well, actually, we were doing a quote, and you can no longer put in the zip code. You have to put in the city name and the state and then the zip code. And then you have to put in what type of vehicle it was. Instead, you used to be able to just put in SUV, car, pickup, whatever. Now you have to put in year, model, the whole thing. So I didn't realize that was what was going on until we saw this weird check prices thing, which is bizarre to say the least, because we're supposedly enrolled with the free premium for so many days, but yet it doesn't give you... We got to go over it. I need to show you what's going on, because it's really hard to explain until I show.
Okay, yeah. See if you can show me, great.
Let me get up a
page. I believe you can share your screen.
Yes.
And yeah, you can.
And hang on.
Where'd we go? Let me stop sharing my screen. I just want to add that it would appear that there are many things happening to additions to the software. Price Check Plus, AI-driven predicted pricing for shippers and carriers based on millions of real transactions. So you have a lot of data going into the Price Check Plus feature. Origination, distance, dimensions, operability, trailer. Also showing comparable listings for each price drawing from client listings, price, dispatch dates. I think there's a lot of new information, and we need to know which new information to check out to stay up to date.
Hey, I'm trying to get there. Give me just a second. I'm still trying to get on here.
You're good. Keep going. I'm going to just keep going on.
It's not letting me do it
Central Dispatch is putting a lot of new information out about what they've been working on. Predicted price, date dispatch, final price.
Okay.
And this is where I think it gets hard to keep track of everything. Because there are so many new
I don't know if everybody's noticed as well is it's taking time in between everything to even go to the next thing. So we didn't think it was even on there anymore, and then all of a sudden it showed up. But let me get on to share now. I've got it on here. So
and this could be, this is where, when developers are working really fast, it's hard for marketing to keep everybody up to date. And I've seen this before in other software, just again to to mediate these issues. We're looking at something. What are we looking at?
Okay, so this is the new listings. Okay, so you go to create listings. Like I said, you have to put in, you cannot put in zip codes anymore. You have to put in the city and the state and then the zip code. Then you have to put in the vehicle. Like I just made up vehicles on here. Now you're going to see check prices. Okay, now watch. All right, now you see that it says it's just doing this. It's not giving you comps of what's gone in the past or anything like that. And what's even more bizarre, and I don't get this, is this part down here where it's showing all kinds of random things. I think this might be what they're showing here on the right, might be the comps. It's just weird because it's not putting the right cities on there, because here's the thing, when you're doing a comp, it's not just about the amount of money. It's also about the city and the city-state, city-to-state. So, for example, you may have a load that's going, I'm just going to use us, Nixa to Springfield. Used to be where you could see comparables like from Nixa, what would be another city next to us? Like Aurora or no, what's on the other side of that? Republic?
Republic.
Okay, so it used to be like it would give you listings of maybe something that went to Republic, something went to Joplin, some, in a 100-mile radius is what it is, okay? That gives you better comps. And also because there's never on here usually one exactly from place to place where you're going, especially if you're going from a weird place to a weird place. At least I could look on that and see what they were. So let's say it was 60 miles short of where we were going, so I knew what to do with it. Okay, if that makes sense. It's not like this anymore. Now, this price check plus thing is extra. And if you'll see it says I have 22 days left of my free trial. I didn't even know. As far as I know, this just happened yesterday. Mm-hmm. So it was the first time we listed a car and we're having problems with it to give a quote. So if this is the new comp, I don't want it anyways. It's not going to help me. And I'm not going to pay for it, to be honest with you. So I know how to quote my guys anyway, so that's not going to be an option for me. But I don't think this is accurate, and I don't think it's correct.
So it's interesting what you just said, and that is that the comp tool, we've talked about price comparison tools for probably a decade.
Right. And we always said they were never totally accurate. This is true.
But
it was
there are times you still check it.
Oh, I absolutely check it just to kind of see.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I will say, like we've always said, you don't know if that was 30 days, 60 days, whatever it was. So if it was someplace weird that I didn't know how to quote, I'll look up and like literally see what's on the board.
Well, you know what's cool? All right, so let's take a look at this. Okay. Date dispatched. These are recent.
Yes.
I think in the past we've seen some older dates which were unhelpful.
Right.
Also, we've also complained about the type of vehicle.
Right.
In this case, it's a car.
You notice there's no vehicle on here either, right?
Well, it says car.
Where do you see car? Oh, car. Okay, and up. Okay. Yeah, right, but those are cars from Jacksonville, Florida to Jacksonville, Florida.
All right, so let's do... good. Is this a true... Let's do it. Let's play a game. Hey, welcome to ATI Auto Business. It's Thursday, it's noon, and I am bringing up the drum roll. Who wants to play? Is that price comparison accurate?
Yeah.
Okay. Janice is like, really?
Well, I mean, seriously, that's where they're getting. I just looked at that. You're right. That's where they're getting their quotes from. That doesn't even. Yeah, I mean, that doesn't even make sense.
Okay, so pick up from Springfield to Nixa, 17 miles. Ooh.
Right.
Okay.
But it's not even that.
Well, these are.
Why would you compare Jacksonville, Florida to Jacksonville, Florida? It's not even the same realm.
Okay, but they got the distances close.
But that doesn't mean anything.
Okay, all right. Well, why? Tell me why. I'm just asking the question.
Jacksonville, Florida is not going to be the same as Springfield, Missouri to Nixa.
Because there's ports.
You've got ports in Jacksonville, L.A. to Wilmington, California. Ports, you don't know. And you have traffic that keeps you in traffic for hours on end.
Whereas Springfield to Nixa
is really going to take
like one person there.
Yeah, and it's probably 30 minutes or something like that for literally doing the load. Whereas Los Angeles to Wilmington, California for $160, I'd never do it. I guarantee you that 18 miles takes 3 hours to just travel, right?
So this is very good feedback for the developers. What could the developers add to the soup to,
Well, it needs to
factor
be,
in traffic and whatever.
well, it needs to actually be the cities that we're dealing with a 100-mile
Okay.
radius,
Okay.
not LA, not
Okay, well,
Staten Island.
so maybe
No.
you need to add the urban ingredient to this, whereas Jacksonville would be, I'm sorry, the urban, like, busy traffic, what? Road rage. How about you add an element called road rage? You need to add road rage to the Jacksonville, and you add BFE to the Missouri.
Well, I mean,
Right now, there's a developer, like, really? That's amazing. No. Okay, same thing. LA to Wilmington. That is road rage. I think we just came up. I literally think we just came up with a new
I call
thing
it
to
Sue
say.
Rage right now. But anyways,
Right. Get out of here. Do you have
um,
Sue? Which one do you have? Road rage or Sue Rage?
yeah, Sue Rage.
Sue Rage.
Central Dispatch
Sue Rage.
But anyway.
It comes in grape and cherry. Okay. In fact, all of these are road rage. Staten Island, L.A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nothing is comparable. I
don't know how the
get
New
it.
Jersey one got on there.
That doesn't make sense either, right?
But I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm
mad because I'll tell you why I'm mad.
Why
You know
are you
why?
mad?
That's why it's comparable to them, because it was $125. That doesn't even make any sense. Okay, so I'm going to say what I always say. Once again, this is being done by somebody who is not doing this for a living. Like, they're not looking for the loads. They're not dispatching the loads. They're not brokering the loads. These are questions they should have been asking people like me.
Mic drop.
Cool.
That was legit. That was legit.
Mean,
yeah.
It is, because none of this makes sense. And if they want to call us and tell me how that makes sense, then I'm going to tell them what I just told you. That doesn't make sense, because it's nothing comparable to what I just did. And we've done several of them today, and they all are like this. They all have different states, different cities, the whole thing. That is not a comparable to me. You need to compare it to the city, because, okay, for example, let's do Dallas, Texas. We know let's do Houston, Texas. We all know it's a cheap city that everybody puts loads on there, super cheap, right?
Yep.
So you put Houston, Texas to Joplin on there, you get comparables from all over the United States, right? It's going to be way higher than what Houston is. Mm-hmm. We all know that. So say that normally is a run, I would tell an owner $400 to $500 from Houston to Joplin. They're going to get better quotes than that, because if they're basing it by the mileage and everything else out there, say what do you think that's a 400-mile run? We'll say it's a 400-mile run. So normal 400-mile run to from, what's a high? Oh, Detroit. Okay.
Yeah.
Detroit to, what would be a 400-mile run? Tennessee?
Yeah.
That run right there pays $600-700. So that Houston is not going to be comparable to anything that's high end. We all know that. And that's just it. Ohio, Detroit, Michigan, what other places are high? Those are high-end places that the loads pay outrageous. So here's the thing. Say you got a new broker on here. They look at this and they post a load from Detroit to Tennessee, and it never moves because they listed it for $300 or $400, right? It's never going to move. They're going to wonder why. And then they're going to be pissed because they paid for this and this thing isn't predicting right, because it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the areas that these cars are in and where they're going to.
I'm going to say, you know what I really think Sue Rage is going to get talked about
Probably.
in the developer's room.
Probably.
And it's going to have a positive effect.
Well, I hope so.
I really do believe
sometimes.
that. Hey, somebody just sent me an email. Ask Sue to pull a comparable price in a listing. Now, check price. None of them are route comparable. Look at the premium trial comps. Then, as trying to get a comp from posted on the load board, what in the hoo-ha?
There you go. I ain't the only one.
Thanks for the email. That's awesome. Well, you never are, and that's why I think your input is extremely valuable, and it's awesome to see it in action live. Somebody on LinkedIn right now is like, "Wow, my God, these guys aren't just like slapping each other on the backs and talking about what they ate last night. It's crazy." Oh my gosh. Hey, have you seen this? Okay, I saw an email, then I saw another email, then I saw another email.
Okay.
Is there a change to the payment process?
Yeah. So
Is
what
there?
they did
Okay.
was, I think something happened. That's actually the third email. The first one I
This
sent
is
you was,
email number 3. Yeah.
yeah. So the first one, they said something to the effect. The second one said, please ignore the first email. And then this is the one that came in today. So this is
Right.
their new payment.
RoadSync. I'm not familiar with RoadSync. Do they? So it's a payment
It
processing
must be.
whatever.
I've never heard of it either.
Yeah, road. I'm gonna type that in. RoadSync.com.
So
RoadSync.com. Repair payments.
not a rush. Okay,
Huh.
so to get
Towing
paid within
payments.
one day,
Oh,
they're
I
charging
guess it's any payments.
1.9.
So they specialize in payments.
Yeah.
Here, RoadSync.com. I'm gonna put that in. So, and here's what I liked. Like right off the bat, I saw 1.9% fee. Oh my God, I have never seen that.
No, that's really good. I mean,
Because
there's
I swear there was a broker that
6%.
wanted.
Yeah.
I swear there was a broker that said we want 10%
Yes.
for a QuickPay.
Yes, there's
And-
several of them that charge 10%.
That was when I started this channel, and I thought, what in the hell?
Yeah.
10%.
Well, Triumph Pay still charges 6%. I think RPM needs to switch to this company because 6% is ridiculous too. And on top of it, it takes
6%
what,
is a
4 or
lot.
5 days to get paid.
For what? What are you, a bank?
Yeah.
That's why I don't go to the ATM
Yeah.
when I'm at the casino.
Yeah.
I'm also not at the casino, but when I am, I don't go to the ATM. Okay, so 1.9% get paid in one business day. Oh my gosh, boy, that sounds like America. Woo! ACH 3 to 4 days. That's standard. You can still, and you know what I like? You want it on paper? You want Pony Express? We'll do it. Sure. Okay, so I like that. Okay, what is this?
Oh, you can buy autos on Amazon. That's been going on for a while though.
Well, it's kind of new, but you pick it up at a dealer, is what
Well,
they
that's
say.
kind of cool. Yeah.
Anyways, here's why I'm sharing this. I used to ask the question in a theoretical, what if somebody like Amazon got into auto logistics? Okay, I'm almost positive now that they're going to.
I agree.
Why wouldn't they?
If they're going to sell the car, they might as well do it all.
Exactly. And who is the logistics master? Let's see here. Who is the logistics master? I've never played that song. I've never heard that song before. But it's Amazon. All right, I'm not going to hit applause again. People are sick of applause. They're just tired of it. A certus verification required. So, got a message that... Who does this? RMIS? Truck Stop? Works with the certus? The point is of this, and I'll read the follow-up too. There was a follow-up. Well, I don't know where it went. We'll probably see it later in the show.
RMIS and Truck Stop are the same company.
Now there's a whole nother education piece about all the companies that companies are working with for pay and verification. And man, there's just software everywhere. So we're here to help. It's not required. Yeah, you may not even want to bother. Hey, welcome to Auto Transport. You can do whatever you want. Oh, there's the text. So basically the idea was texting for loads. I actually received a load request text message before a human being even finished manually typing the first 3 numbers of a broker's cell phone. We are probably going to see more load via text. And then, ponderance about it, companies, what they charge to use it, right? By the way, is Super Dispatch free? I'm asking the question. And I think you're on courtesy mute, which I love.
Sorry. Yes,
No,
you can hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you.
I mean, there are certain parts of it that are free, yes.
Certain parts of it are free.
Yes.
Are any parts of Central Dispatch free?
No.
Nope.
You can't even get on there at all.
Okay. All right. Okay. That was cool. We talked about this because I gotta address the elephant. But believe me, we're not doing elephant every week. Okay. No. We're going to move on in life. There's way too much news. There's probably breaking news since the breaking news before the show. Okay, but we did this in December. Cox Automotive suing Super Dispatch. That was filed, I believe, in April 2024, alleging false advertising, unfair competition, misappropriation of trade secrets. There's a lot in there. And so here's the questions. Wow, this was posted on the YouTube channel. It's a huge accusation they stole proprietary information. Now, here's what's interesting. The way that's phrased. Doesn't that sentence fragment suggest that they kind of tiptoed in and took out briefcases of info? I don't know if that's what happened. Not exactly sure. But it is a good question. I like the questions. What are the claims that Super is superior to Central? See, and I don't know if the word superior is in the complaint because it started to look.
Yeah.
But I think it's a category of explaining
that they're better. Yeah, not really.
Because there is a lot of wording which would lead one to believe that claim is in there. And then talks about pricing and functionality. And there are, so the comment below, the response to the comment, again, gets into Sue rage. You're not alone, right? Between pricing changes and format changes, it's a rocky road. I think that's a Tom Petty song. So this came through Instagram. Hey, I got scammed by Central Dispatch Importer Exporter. Now, again, this is not the company. This was a user that turned into a scammer and saying that as long as you claim you're an exporter, you pay your $350, you get in there, and then you move the shells around. Does anybody know anybody at Central Dispatch? As a matter of fact, I do know a couple people at Central Dispatch. So I told the guy, email me. Send me an email. I'll put my email in the... you can email me. It's all good. autotransportintel@gmail.com. I know, it's the second oldest email other than J at Outlook, ATI at Hotmail. Don't email those. Those aren't emails. What's the old Navigator? Hey, do you need a no, wait. Do you have room for a truck?
Yeah, I do. Yep.
You do.
Yep.
What would be the ideal?
Oh, you know me. I like my 3 cars.
3 cars. I know, me too. I always did. Why do you like booking for 3 cars, Sue?
Well, I think mainly it's less messy is the only way to put it. It's not that it's less work because you're working no matter what, and sometimes it takes longer to find 3 cars than it does a whole load. But what I've noticed more than anything is, especially if you're a new company, and if you are a larger car hauler, most of those loads are not available to a newbie. You have to wait anywhere from 3 months, 6 months to a year. So I think it makes it harder if you're like a 9, 10, or anything bigger than the 3. To get established with these bigger companies that put the multi-loads on there. 3 cars are a little bit easier to me because most everybody will work with you. Even if you're new, except for the ones that just strictly no-go. But say you're new and you've got a load on there that these people are not as picky about, you can usually get that over somebody else because of that, because you're a 3 car. Also, I like 3 cars because they're easier to get in and out of places. You don't always have to make arrangements for somebody to meet you, that kind of thing. And that's typically, now don't get me wrong, we don't do a lot of resident stuff with 9, 10 car haulers, but it does happen. And 3 cars are easier to get in and out of any place, as we all know. Why did you like them?
Pretty much same reasons.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I just wanted to hear you say it. Gee, where'd you go, Jay? Let's see. Am I here? Let's see. Okay, there we go. Yeah, no, I mean, it really, you did. You covered it. And actually, I made a note because we haven't talked about rates and loads yet. When you look at the load board, when you're a dispatcher and you're dispatching loads, and this, hey, shout out to, and that's, these comments are in the news. There's always a new dispatcher watching the dispatcher training series, and it's great. I love hearing from new dispatchers. They seem to get the most out of, like, when they discover the dispatcher training series, and it's free, and it's comprehensive, and it's not, you know, a bunch of memes and photos of people throwing money around. That stuff drives me crazy. But when you're dispatching, when you're looking at the load board, when you're looking for loads, a 3-car, the smaller the trailer, the better, to a point.
Right.
Because do you like booking a 2-car trailer?
No.
Exactly.
Because you got to make enough money, otherwise it's pointless. And
you're not
really
making any money. That's the problem. Yeah. So 3 is the sweet spot, and 4 is great too.
4 is great if you have the right trailer.
And you have the right driver.
Right, there too.
Because that's the thing. A 3, it's pretty straightforward. You're just loading and unloading to some degree. But a 4, they got to understand the belly or something. They got to understand something extra.
Right.
About the trailer, about proper distribution of weight, about order of loading and unloading.
Right. How it will fit, the whole thing.
Because you don't want to move cars around 5 times.
Right. By the way,
again, go ahead. Yeah. What were you going to say?
I want to reroute back to the check prices when we get done. Don't let me forget, because we also have another comment to make about that.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I really, and you know what I'm thinking too when we check prices and stuff, is that let's take a look at the load board. We haven't done that in a little bit.
Well, and I was going to talk about that. I sent you the list. It's at 56,000. And I know the reason why it's at 56,000 is the weather bulk up, as we all know. That's how it always happens. We have a bulk up from the holidays. That always happens. You had Christmas. You had the first of the year. And now you've got weather. And this always happens every single year because during Christmas and New Year's, most drivers don't. If it falls in the middle of the week, guarantee you almost every driver stays home for those 2 weeks. It never fails. You have a few diehards out there that always work, but you remember, Jay, how many of your guys were actually on the road during that time?
And you know what? Just enough to keep me still working.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Right, because you can't, as a dispatcher, you always have one. You know me, I always go off because I had a guy that made me work on Thanksgiving. It made me so mad.
I looked it up.
I'm on the phone. Everybody's out in the living room, and I'm on a phone outside the kitchen. Like, yeah. Okay. Get over it, Jay. That's dispatching for you. So that's why that's why the dispatcher training series is free. You don't want this job.
No, it's not fun sometimes.
It's not fun. There was a OOIDA Fireside Chat last night, and I want to give my 2 cents.
Yeah, it's in Pennsburg.
So I tuned in.
I don't know.
And I wasn't. So if I had to grade, like, let's say I was a food inspector, I'm going to give it a C+. The thing is, yeah, I learned. I did get in late. I did tune in late, and which that's my problem. But I don't think I missed anything because then I heard a guy talking about broker transparency. But I don't really feel like I learned a lot. And then the follow-up discussion was so not listenable, I was out of there. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry, OOIDA, to give you a C+, but I am giving it. I don't know. I've read whatever I heard last night. I've already read, so I really didn't get anything new. Okay. And I also, the discussions, this is another thing. This is actually, do you know why I don't go to the Mid-America Truck Show anymore?
Why?
What if you gave a full paragraph response, like your Chat GPT? This is why you don't go. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay. I don't go because I don't feel like anybody's there to learn anything. They're just picking up truck swag and maybe trying to talk people into stuff.
It's more about selling the trucks and all that stuff.
Yeah, right? and so I'm not into that.
Yeah.
Actually, that's why I'm not going to NADA. It's actually similar.
Oh.
It's just a lot of fluff, and I don't know. Seeing your friends. Okay. Wow, that was crazy. Anyways, I talked about that. All right. But I mean, hey, man, you hear how I talk. Let me have it. Put it in the live chat. Send me an email. Because my gosh, if we're not just really talking, what are we doing? What's the point? I see the social media just like you do. I mean, dogs and cats and memes and AI and all this, pretty much everything except for what we really need to talk about. And then all these, man, the lamer the content, the more the likes. That's why I don't like anything anymore, and I don't care about likes anymore. Whatever, do whatever you want. I don't know what's happened to media. Hey, this is the guy. Just started my car hauling business. I'm the dispatcher and driver, kind of a rocky start. I'm going through your dispatcher training series that already helped me so much. Thanks for what you do. You're welcome. You're welcome. Happy New Year. That's awesome. I've learned. Here's another one. I learned a lot. Thanks for what you do. Again, this isn't but it just goes to show. Listen, if you think this is all negative, what I'm doing is I'm getting the BS out of the way so we can get to the information. There is information to be gained. I know, it's crazy. Go to ATIAutobusiness.com. Now, I'm going to stop sharing. Wait, did I have another one? Oh, podcast, yada, yada, yada. Why don't you share your screen? Okay. It's 12:48. Let's take 5 to 10 minutes, look at loads.
Okay.
If anybody has anything, I know that I think kind of the mode of the show has become, Jay runs at the mouth, Sue contributes, and there's no need to chat. And I'm okay with that too. I'm totally okay with that because that's pretty accurate. All right, let's go. Okay. What do you got?
All right, well, I just did the 3 days. That's where I got the 52,000. That's what I always do, just all to all. But, so what's hot right now? Should we look out of Florida?
Yeah.
Actually, it's New Jersey to Florida right now.
Yeah.
Let's look at New Jersey and Florida. How about that? Oh, come on. All right, let's try Newark. We're just going to go to Florida, see what's on here. Now, keep in mind, way back in the day, these rates should have been way high, right? I think most of these people have moved to Florida already, but we're going to see here. So there's one up in Connecticut. There's 850 loads. Holy crap. Everybody's still going to Florida, apparently. All right. So Connecticut to Florida, 1,950. Okay, that's definitely not enough money just because of the weather. What else we got? They're all about, looks like they're 1,000. Looks like that might be the same truck. All right, what else we got? A lot of cars up in Connecticut, guys, going to Florida. Not paying great, but there's a lot up there. I was looking for New Jersey. Now, let's see. All right. We've got Bayonne to Orlando, 705. Blackwood, which I believe is Copart, going to Miami for $500. That's more like what I'm used to seeing, 42, 41 cents a mile. This is an enclosed one. It's only paying 98 cents a mile. What else we got? Dover to Kissimmee, 60, 60. I mean, some of these aren't great. I mean, there's a lot of people that do this run from New Jersey to Florida and Florida and back. There's actually quite a few loads on here right now. They're not great, though. I know I had a driver that was doing this run and he wanted, what were they wanting? $1,200 a car?
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not going to happen. Even during regular snowbird season, they were very rarely pay that much anymore. They used to. I remember back in the day, they used to pay $1,500 a car. Let's look at New York because that will really tell us the true picture here. Hold on. A lot of New Jersey stuff. Here we go. Well, Tallahassee, nobody really goes there, so let's not look at that. What we got? So we got 850, 750, 800. Looks like the going rate is anywhere from 7 to 8 out of New York. Bronx is 800, and that's for a big van. Not good in Here's another Bronx to West Palm Beach. It's Toyota Tacoma, $850. Brooklyn, which is even worse to get through. That's hilarious. Did everybody see the name of this transport company? It's called Trump That Transport. Let's see what else we got.
Love it.
Got another Brooklyn. It's only $700. Yeah, these are not pretty. Elmhurst, New York for 600. Yikes. Another Elmhurst for 500. Here's a 9-pack for 34 cents a mile if anybody wants it. Yeah, let's look at coming back out of Florida. And here's the problem with this New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Massachusetts run to Florida and then Florida back. One always pays more than the other. And I guarantee you Florida is not paying this. So I'm just going to put up Miami and let's see what's on here. I'm going to go to Newark. All right. Yikes. So there you have it. 450, 550 to the Bronx. I bet you money. And look, there's only 19 loads on top of that. So I would have a feeling if you're doing this run, a lot of times you're going back half empty if you're a big car hauler. And a little car hauler wouldn't be afford to do this. I mean, 35 cents, 41 cents a mile. What makes it worse is you're picking up from multiple places if you're a 9-car. There's no packs on here, it looks like. Let's see. No, there's no packs. And they're as low as from Naples to Connecticut for 25 cents a mile. Cars arrive, shame on you. That's bad. Here's another one for 350, 27 cents a mile going into New York. But just so everybody knows, this is typical. So what's another run we could do and look at here? Let's do Atlanta because I know we got a lot of drivers usually out of Atlanta. So we'll pull up going to New Jersey. There's 54 loads out of there. Looks to me like, wow, that's a good load if anybody needs a good load. Buford to New York, New York, but you know, it's New York, New York. It's $1,400 though. The rest of them look like you're lucky to get 50 cents, it looks like on some of these. Because this is enclosed right here, and they're only listing it for 74 cents a mile. And it's a big old boat. That's a 1969 Olds Cutlass, it looks like. So that's not even a small car. And then you have your INOPS. An INOP at Ackworth, which is Copart or IA, I believe, and they're only paying $350, 40 cents a mile. Here's another one that's at Ackworth for $250 at 28 cents a mile. Wow, this is kind of ridiculous. Here's a big one. It's an F350 only paying 95 cents a mile as an INOP, and you're going to need a winch. That's nothing as well. Atlanta to the Bronx. What is this? Wide load. Why? That's got to be a mistake. An Acura RDX is not a wide load, so either the car is wrong or they put the wrong thing on there. Still, it's kind of cheap. It's like $400 to $500 going up to New York is kind of the average, which is 45, 56. It says on some of these. Here's another one, 25 cents a mile. So honestly, this isn't a reflection of the normal. Like my guys, I don't run them New York. I don't run them Florida unless they live there. And then I usually keep them in the Midwest until they've got to go back. And just same thing with my Atlanta guy. We've been running a lot of short miles and making really good money out of Georgia and staying within 300 to 400 mile radius and still making like anywhere from $900 to $1,200 a day, minimum. And some of them are only 300 miles. So we've been doing pretty good with doing what I don't consider that local, but it's short runs. Where a lot of times he's delivering the same day. Sometimes we're picking up another load in the same day as well. These are all in-ops here. So Jay, if you're talking, we can't hear you.
Check. Thanks. This is great stuff. Thanks so much. Hey, are you able to stay loaded at good rates right now?
Yeah. But
You
like I
are.
said, I'm doing short runs. You know me, I don't usually do 2 to 400 mile radius, but that's where the money's been for my driver out of Atlanta
Short
for the
runs.
last month, at least month or 2 months now. We've been running short miles, making more money. I know the end, here's the thing. I know people always look at the end amount at the week. You can't always go by that.
Boy, that's the case, isn't it?
Yes, all they see is that dollar sign. Oh, I made $5,000, but if you ran 5,000 miles, you didn't make anything. So, and on top of it, so say you make less money, but you ran less miles, that means less gas, everything like that, right? You know, if you had to spend the night in hotels or whatever, that could mean less because if you're running back and forth between your house or something, you're not paying for hotels every night either. Um, so yeah, we've been doing short miles. We've been just running stuff like Tennessee, North Carolina. And like I said, a lot of times we'll pick up a 3-pack that's going to, say, Knoxville. He'll go there and pick up another load the same day and keep moving, like coming back or something like that. So we're doing double that. So say I took a load for $600 to Knoxville, but I've already got a load out of there for 600, so he's made $1,200 in that one day. So you got to look at it like that sometimes too. Don't just look your long miles, look your short miles. And if you have to explain it to the driver that yes, it's less money, but you're doing less miles and we're going to flip and move around, that's what you have to kind of do. Some people, like I said, only see the amount of money. They do not see what your actual expenses are in the end of it. Um,
You also said something interesting there. You just said explain to your driver.
yes.
This is a very interesting concept
Yes.
because there is this belief, and we've seen it a lot, that dispatchers are useless,
Right.
right, or whatever.
Well, that's because there are a lot of them out there that are
There
useless.
are.
It's
Yeah,
just
texting
about
really
finding the
dumb
load
ads. Yeah.
and some of them don't even verify. I mean, they just get the load and they let the driver do everything. And if you're going to pay someone that much money, they got to be doing more than that. That's
And
just
so that's right. And so a dispatcher worth their salt
yes.
also understands how to fight for the load.
Right.
You know, if you're looking and booking, explain why you believe in it. Now,
Well,
the driver can veto the dispatcher anytime. That's also a thing,
right. Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
But make your point, make your argument. I've done that, and it's worked
Sometimes
out
it works
many
and
times.
sometimes it
There are
doesn't.
times it
Yeah.
doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you're eating
Well,
uh,
this is what I've noticed. If
or not
they,
eating.
okay, there's two things. One, if they're new and they've never done this and they haven't watched every YouTube video on there that says they're going to make $1 million, then you can talk to them reasonably and explain to them how this works, how the system works, and honestly, any driver that's getting into this business should know what their daily expense is. So they can say to you, okay, this is my expense every day. This is what I kind of need to make, that kind of thing. And it honestly, it helps the dispatcher if they care to realize what that driver needs to make to keep moving. Because here's the thing, to me it's not just about making money. You want these guys to keep working. You want these people to make a success out of their business because you're helping them do that. If they're a success, you're a success. And it's also not just a sales technique to get you more drivers, it's also should make you feel better about yourself because it does me. I mean, I'm all about making them money. Yeah, I'm going to make money too, but I want them to succeed at this. I mean, I've gone through, I've been doing this for 20 years. I've gone through a lot of drivers that just don't make it. And usually the thing that kills them the most is not knowing their expenses. Um, if they're in a bad wreck, that's usually a number one thing that usually puts them out of business, I'll be honest. Or if something gets stolen off their trailer and their insurance goes crazy, that kind of thing. But most of the time, it's those things that cause the problems. You've got to know where you stand because not everybody's going to have the same expenses either. Not everybody has a truck payment. Not everybody has a trailer payment. They may have that stuff paid off, so their expenses are going to be less, but then their maintenance may be higher because it's an old trailer or an old truck. So I mean, they've got to know those figures, and they should give them to their dispatcher so they have an idea. This guy needs to make this much money or a week or whatever it needs to be. But for example, say your driver had what was I think Heaven Bound always told me I had to make $600 a day. So if you take a $600 load, he's just breaking even. What's the point, right?
And right there too, how many times have we heard the rationale that it's gas money or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
What is the point of that? What is the point of I'm just working for gas money?
Yeah, I mean, there is no point. You must.
That's when you say, well, then what's you're in your office, right? Are you just working to keep the lights on?
Right. True.
Right.
And here's the thing. Yeah, you could take a load for $600 if it's like 200 miles and he can pick up again someplace else. That makes sense. But if you just moved him for $600 and he's stuck again at the next location, then you accomplished nothing. If that makes sense.
It does, and that's where you're always looking. If you send let's say you're going to send your driver to Nashville. You're going to do Houston to Nashville.
Yeah.
And you're talking to your driver, hey, I'm going to get you out of Houston. Oh, my gosh. Put down the ribs. We're getting you out of Houston.
Yeah, because good Lord.
Then you tell him, okay, we're going to go to Nashville. By the way, you haven't booked anything yet. And he's like, oh, I love it. Yeah, great. What are we going to do out of Nashville?
Well, and Jay, like it used to be you could find these loads ahead of time. It's pretty difficult anymore. A lot of times we're looking for the loads the same time they're dropping them. And I always tell people, you send them to places that you know you can get them out of. But that doesn't always work either because, I mean, Louisville, Kentucky used to be a hot spot. And it's been dead for the last, I don't know, 8 months. I mean, there's hardly anything out of there where my drivers are going anyways. And I would send my guy from Atlanta there like every Monday to Tuesday and then try to get him out of Louisville to go someplace else. And it dried up. And that's what happens too. They do dry up. Like you can be running a route. And because your drivers always want a route, right? They always say, well, I want to do this route to this route. And that works sometimes. But as we all know, it eventually dries up. Or there's no cars for that broker, whatever, dealership to buy. So even if you're working for a dealership, they may be buying them all from Houston on a regular basis, and all of a sudden they're gone. There's nothing to buy until the next hurricane. Anyways,
I'm going to say something crazy. You know what?
What?
See, this is where. Oh, okay. So, by the way, Lewis is in the live chat.
Hey.
Baytown, Texas. Is that near?
That's Houston.
That is Houston. Okay.
Yeah.
3-car trailer. Asking if you work only in the north or anywhere. Lewis sounds like a prospect.
I work everywhere, but I would tell you I would keep you in the Midwest because that's where the money is.
What I'm gonna do is let's see here. I've got your. I'm gonna put your information, phone number, and email, right?
You can put my email, but here's the problem with it. Sometimes if
what do you want? How do you want to be contacted? Yeah.
Huh?
How do you want to be contacted?
I'd rather you text me, just because for sure I'll get that.
6230?
Yes.
Okay. All right, here.
Because I'm finding emails in my spam, and it's like a week later, 2 weeks later.
I know. The Instagram message that I shared earlier, that's from like
into spam.
Ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
There's, lots of other crap-ola in there. But, and I was going to say, here's what I was going to say. You know, a lot of the software out there, I don't know how we do this, but we have to, I think to be successful, I think AI is going to be the answer. The software needs to understand your business more. And then you'd be willing, it's like the nails, you know, the nail salon analogy, right?
Yeah.
From an hour ago?
Yeah.
No, I go live Tuesday nights, Vincent. Tuesday nights, 7 p.m. Central is the big show. Thursdays noon is the logistics show. So thanks for the question, Vincent. That's awesome. But I don't go as late as I used to. I've changed the format a lot. There are some things you don't see on this channel anymore. And I think it's all progress. There are some people you never see in the audience anymore. I'm not sure what they were told, but sorry, you got the wrong information. Yeah, I'm really happy. And can you believe this is our first show of the year? Doesn't it feel, man, we're right back in the saddle.
Yeah.
We didn't miss a beat.
Nope.
Go ATI. That's awesome. I want to say this is that I think that as software becomes smarter and more AI and more personable and understands your business, it'll be more like that nail salon where you love your nails so much you don't care what it cost. because it gets you.
I don't
Come
know about
on.
that, Jay.
Right.
I'm pretty sure everybody agree with that's not the case.
It was worth a shot. I'm getting ready for NADA. Hey, and the foot massagers. I saw that there's a. I just want to share this because I got to tell somebody. There's a booth advertising that if you go by the booth, you can get custom fit jeans
for free or what?
At the booth.
So, why would they sell what?
So what?
I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't know.
So you get to strip down, get naked, and get on some jeans?
So it's really a ploy to get you naked? Okay. Whoa, my God. I'm gonna go ahead. I need to find the post because it seems crazy.
It does sound
crazy. Like, you know how... Oh, I just found it. All right. We're gonna share this.
Yeah, I want to see this.
Because, did you know that, you ever heard of jumping the shark?
No.
There's this concept. I love it so much. It's called jumping the shark.
Okay.
Like, it's really weird. Like, what does that mean? It's kind of like a meme. All right. Back in Happy Days TV show, which most people aren't even going to know what that is. Do you know what Happy Days TV show was?
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. All right. The Fonzie and all that.
Yeah.
Hey. All right. They made the show long enough. Big show, big success. But, you can't go forever before you start to get trite.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's called ATI.
We're going to be delivering it tomorrow.
All right, so not Elvis, Fonzie, in an episode on his motorcycle,
probably between,
I don't know, he has to jump
8 and 10 or
a shark. I don't even know what that means. I guess over a river or a pool or a pond. I don't know what he's doing. But it turned out to be a really dumb idea for an episode, and people thought it was really dumb. And now they call it jumping the shark when you've overstayed, when your idea becomes stupid.
Yeah.
Well, this could be jumping the shark. What you want to do is go to, and no one else is going to say this. That's what I love ATI for this. I love ATI #1 for this. Okay.
Okay.
Go to the booth. Get a pair of jeans tailored to fit, almost as good as their solutions.
Okay. So you get a free pair of jeans to what? Sign up with them?
Yeah, so, right, exactly. What do you have to do to get the jeans?
$450 value? What kind of jeans are those anyways?
Well, they're custom fit. By the way.
Who's TrueCar?
How long does that take to get...
Yeah, your custom fit, yeah.
And, okay, NADA is the Super Bowl. See, I'm telling you, this is gimmick city. Tell me this is not. I mean, I don't get.
Did you go look up TrueCar? Because I just did.
That's a big company. That's why nobody's going to touch this.
Yeah, it's even on the NASDAQ. It says they've got a.
Oh yeah, no, this is huge. Right? Yeah, then they got all kinds of.
05. Yeah.
So okay, so. How long does it take to get the custom jeans?
6 months.
And then let's go to who are we talking about?
Yeah,
because
trying to sell
most of the people that are at NADA, they don't really need another pair of jeans.
Yeah.
And can you imagine, like, you're a rich CEO? Hey, yeah, I just want to get the jeans.
Oof.
No.
Well,
No, you're not going to do that in front of anybody. So how many people are actually going to take the time to get a pair of tailored jeans? What, with everybody watching? Or do they measure you? Do they put you up on a stage and measure you? Hey, everybody! It's Joe! We're going to measure Joe!
For his $450.
And then meanwhile, somebody's ringing a bell. Hey, Roger, your jeans are ready? Like, this sounds like one of the silliest jump in the shark booth ideas I've ever heard of. And I'm saying it because I'm thinking it, and I can't be the only one thinking this. Like, that, I don't even get it.
So who is their So it says they car retailing website. So this is kind of like, because it says they give quotes to buy your car too and stuff like that. So this is almost like this new
Oh
Kelly
yeah,
Blue Book thing.
right? What do they actually do? Because they're not
Yeah.
in the jeans business,
Yeah, I
right?
mean,
Okay, let's look it up.
yeah,
And
'cause I got it up.
You know, well, I'm going to bring it up too. Maybe the whole point of this is to get people talking about
Them,
You know, this
because they're
could
wondering
be-
why they're giving free jeans away.
right. This could be
Because the first thing
oh,
comes up, yeah, is car buying shapes
Like-
for life. Yeah.
You know what this is? This reminds me of Jaguar buy nothing, or no, Jaguar copy nothing. Do you remember this?
Hmm.
Okay, Jaguar decided to rebrand with the goofiest
Oh, wow.
it was
crew
bad.
ever. I
Why
mean,
did they do that?
goofy. And no one's talking about it now, and Jaguar got in the
2 months
headlines.
ago.
Well, I think True Car found their Jaguar.
Well, that's what I'm looking at this going. So this is like me trying to find a car to buy. This. So who's going to be at NADA? I'm losing.
So, all right, let's talk about. I'm loving this because this brings us back to what you do is you go to HindenburgResearch.com. Go to HindenburgResearch.com. I'm going to put this in the live chat.
Unless they're trying to get retailers to sign up for it.
If you're watching it, you know there is nothing like ATI.
That would make more
I
sense.
know, I brag about it all the time. It's so much fun. So you go to HindenburgResearch.com, read about Carvana, the Grift of the Ages. Point being
Name of
that
company.
there are so many companies that will buy your car, sell your car. It is so saturated now
Yeah.
that the only way to stand out is to give
away a
out
pair of
custom
jeans.
jeans.
Well, I guess whatever.
I think, I don't know. Or sponsor ridiculous. I've seen some.
I mean, if they're trying to get the actual car dealerships to sign up and put it underneath there, I could understand that. But I
Okay, but are you gonna? Okay, so
still am not.
yeah, I'm
looking
gonna
for
hit it
a
again.
$450 pair of
You
jeans.
go to the booth, you
Yeah.
say,
I want to sell
and
my
they
car
say,
for
"Hey,
your-"
do you want a pair of jeans?"
Yeah.
And you say, "Yeah, of course I do. That's why I'm here."
Yeah.
And they say, "Great, we'll get your measurements. And while we're getting your measurements, we want to demo how you shop and buy and sell and all this stuff." Maybe that's the point.
Maybe it
Because
isn't.
you're so-
Maybe it's
they've
just
got you.
for
You can't
marketing
move now.
research.
You're being measured.
Yeah. Maybe it's marketing research, period. Maybe that's what it is. You're right. If you're being measured, they've got you.
You ain't going
for a while.
anywhere.
You're gonna.
You're
Have to
being
answer
measured.
questions.
You've got time for a demo.
Yeah. True.
So maybe it's brilliant. It's actually genius.
We just don't know it.
The piece de resistance. All right. I think that's good. We're a quarter after. We appreciate you tuning in live or on demand.
23 for no.
The whole point of the thing is to, right, shed light on logistics, help people understand. You got 3 tranches in auto logistics. You got carriers, brokers, and shippers. They all have different needs. They play in the same space. They're also focused on different things.
Okay, that's fine.
But they all 3 have to understand each other. So we want to participate and help that ecosystem. And then from there,
And I also need
your shippers are the ones that are probably the jeans people going to NADA. And there are auto logistics companies at NADA. The smallest group at NADA of our carrier, broker, shipper ecosystem is carriers.
Right.
And one of the reasons I talk about NADA is because I know many carriers are thinking, I'm not going to NADA. I don't have time to go to NADA. I don't have enough,
We'll do that separate.
I don't have a tux, and I don't have time, and I don't know why I would even think about going.
On delivery.
And it's important for
total.
the shippers and the brokers to understand that, because who delivers your car? A carrier. And this is why on LinkedIn, there's a lot of posts right now. There's a lot of broker bashing on LinkedIn, and I'm sure I play a part in that. I know that I've got some friends that are brokers that are like, well, Jay just hates us now. Not the case. What I am in favor of is good brokering, even if it's just naming the company Trump That Transport.
Yeah, you saw that, did you?
Right? It's all about marketing.
Yeah, true.
So do a better job marketing. Don't just say we ship cars, we're the best, we're the fastest. I saw another dumb YouTube ad, we're the best, we're number one. Shut up, that's stupid. No. You're not the best, you're not number one. You're one of 5,000.
Yeah.
So just explain something else that actually matters to people. Give them a pair of jeans. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today on what? What?
We need to round back.
Okay, do it.
Okay.
Take it.
So, also with the check pricing thing, it doesn't also factor in weather.
Oh.
Because it compared.
Because it compares
Missouri
at different
to
cities,
Wisconsin.
so it's not going to compare to what's going on currently in that area. If they had a hurricane, if they had
Wow,
a
good
tornado, you know, or the weather right now,
No.
it does not compare to that. They have that. That's why that comparison does not work. But anyways, I
Oh.
just thought I'd throw that 2 cents in too.
Well, so you got Sue Rage and weather. I was like 2-word titles. So
Okay.
weather. What's the weather? All right.
Okay, yeah.
Weather
what's the
component.
Yeah.
Man, weather component's going to be really hard to add. How do you do that?
Well, that's the thing. If they did comparisons with the right cities, then you would know, because they're comparing cities that are nowhere near each other. So it's never going to be an actual comparison. I mean, honestly, for us to do a real comparison, I'm going to have to go look on the board and see what's on there. And that will give you your true comparison, truthfully. And then on top of it, you have to have a little bit of, you know, knowledge about what's going on in the world to price it for somebody. Just like when I price stuff during the wintertime and there's a car up in Connecticut or New York or whatever, Massachusetts, like I always tell them, you know, it's wintertime, prices go up when you're going from there to there. So those are the things you tell your customers too. And I mean, anybody that's a broker that's been in business for a while knows that anyways, but it's still a factor as far as doing these price quotes. It does not match.
Weather factor noted. That's awesome.
No problem.
Good feedback. Thank you very much. Thanks everybody for jumping in the live chat. Really appreciate it. Hey, I fail to. It's sometimes the obvious, which we forget to mention. If you want to know what's going on ATI, go to the YouTube channel. Go to youtube.com/ATI Auto Business. Type in ATI Auto Business. ATI Auto Business is the first ATI. And it's the only one that matters. Thank you so much for joining, everybody. See you soon. See you next Thursday. Let me know what we need to talk about. Send me an email, autotransportintel@gmail.com. What do we say, office?
Goodbye, Sue.
Goodbye, Sue. Thanks, everybody. Happy 2025. We'll see you again soon.
All right, see ya.
Bye.